All right, you guys, I am super excited because I've been doing lots of training. I do not know all the ins and outs yet, but I'm really excited about our new app that Plexus has given us called the Lexi app. So if you don't have it yet, first of all, I would say definitely download it. Then go to the website so that you can register it, and it can be under your name. And then during this call, or those of you who are watching the recording back during this training, I would really highly advise you to get your phone and look at it in your hand if you can. If you can't, then it's okay. You can watch and go back. But it just might be helpful for those of you who might be visual learners or kind of tactile, hands-on learners. First of all, let me tell you that you will not hurt the app. So if you click on something and you don't know what it is, just click on it and find out. That's the way that you're going to learn. So this training, for the next 30 minutes or so is just going to kind of give you guys a good overview of what it is, what it's supposed to be doing, and I'm going to kind of give you some small specifics. So first of all, I want you to know that not everything is open on Lexi yet. I think that they're going to be rolling in some new things. They might be getting some new videos, maybe some more product videos, things like that. But I think they're giving us the skeleton or the basic version so that we can really master it, and then we can expound upon that. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to share my screen with you. So hold on tight and just kind of give you guys a welcome training that Lexi shares with us about what Lexi is, how it's supposed to help you, and why it's going to help you. So hold tight 1 second. Let me pull it up really quick. Oops, wrong screen. Okay. Can y'all see this screen that has Lexi right here? Okay, I'm going to maximize it. Perfect. And play it. If for some reason you can't hear it, then one of y'all can text me and let me know.
Welcome to Lexi by Plexus. Now there's an easier path to share health and happiness. Now you can keep up the pace in a way that won't leave you overwhelmed. With Lexi by Plexus, you are not alone. This virtual assistant keeps the pace automatically. Lexi ensures that you follow up with your contacts, giving them resources, tips, and videos so that you can become the leader that you're meant to be. You provide them with bite-sized training that builds trust within your team. Show your team, I believe in you. Use the app to step up the pace in achieving your goals, transforming you into the expert that your team needs. Take the next step towards your dreams, using Lexi to build a brighter future. Why wait? Start now. Lexi will change the way you impact the world.
Oops. All right, so that was just a small little video. Hopefully you guys can see me now, so you guys can get a better understanding of just what exactly Lexi is doing for us, what the goal of Plexus and what they have to help us as ambassadors. So I'm gonna, if I look down a couple times, I wrote down some notes because I really wanted to kind of give you guys as much information as possible in the time that we have allotted. So first of all, a really great feature that you're going to find in your app, if you have not played with it a little bit and kind of researched around, is you are going to see when you hit, I don't know if you can really see my screen, it's probably bright, but if you hit the menu button and then you hit app training, it actually goes through exactly what we're going to kind of do an overview of on this particular call. And it actually has a video for each and every training for this app. And that's actually how I got my training. I didn't do anything special. I just sat down, looked through it, played around with it, took some notes. And then I'm now telling you guys. So the more you do that, the more you're just going to familiarize yourself with it. So first of all, I just want you to do that on your own timing. That'll be a great asset for you to just kind of, you know, they're all very short videos. Most of them are 2 minutes or even less. So it's very short, quick, but it gives you a better understanding about how you can use this particular app properly, and you can utilize your time and utilize Lexi's skills. So that's really important. So basically in our call tonight, we're actually just going to kind of briefly go through each step that Lexi gives us in our training. And I'm going to kind of give you a brief overview. And then I'm going to tell you just some tips on how to start and what you should do next, what your next step will be. So the first thing that Lexi gives us in our training after she welcomes us, and you guys just saw that video, is setting your preferences. To set your preferences, it's basically kind of giving like a personal touch. Just like in an email, you can sign a signature and it can say the same thing every time. You can give yourself a title. You could say best wishes. You could put, you know, your first and last name. You could put like a little slogan of, you know, something inspirational. Just like you can do that in an email, you can also set your Lexi account up that way so that when your team members or your customers or your prospects that you're talking to, they can get a personal touch type of signature or type of, you know, inspirational quote from you, and that will always be at the end of your emails that Lexi sends out. So how do you do that? You're just going to go to menu, and then you're going to, after you hit menu, which is in the top left, then you're going to click preferences. And when you go to preferences, it'll take you to another page and it'll have all of your information in there. It should have your name, your phone number, as long as you're registered already. It'll have your email address. Make sure you set what time zone you're in. And then you can decide if you want to do anything special. If you want to put a signature name, if you want to put a title, if you want to put something inspirational, or even if you want to put your website. So maybe you're sending something to a prospect. Maybe you want your website on there. That's up to you. But this is just something small that just kind of gives that personal touch to kind of make you either sound professional, friendly, inviting, whatever is more like you. So that's just a small little thing that you can do with setting your own preferences. And all of these things I'm telling you, they are in the training app. We're just kind of quickly doing an overview. The next thing that it goes through in the training is how to manage your contacts. Okay, so in order to manage your contacts, first of all, you need to know how to add your contacts. So you're going to be looking at your home screen, which is basically the screen that pops up once you sign into Lexi. And you're going to see on the bottom part of the screen, it has some different icons. One's going to be your home screen, which is kind of like a newsfeed page, just like your Facebook or your dashboard, just like in your back office. But the one that we're going to use for contacts, adding any contacts, is just clicking contacts. Now, your contacts might not have anyone in it yet, okay? And we're going to teach you how to add people and how to put them on the right track, depending on what they are, a prospect, a customer, or an ambassador. So first of all, let's just pretend, and if you want to do this now and do kind of like a test name, or you can put your own name in, that's totally fine. If you look up at the top right-hand side of the screen, after you've clicked on contacts, it's a little plus button. So all you're going to do is add the contact. So you press add, which is the plus button, and then a page is going to come up and it's going to ask you for the different information. So for sure from the contact, you're going to need their name, you're going to need their phone number, you're going to need their email address, and what time zone they're in. Now, if you don't know what track they need to be on yet, that's okay. You can still add the contacts and go edit the track later. So let's say you have a handful of ambassadors who are on your team, and you really want to make sure that that they are going to be using Lexi, but you haven't had a chance to really figure out the tracks and all that, but you want to make sure to get all their information in, because that takes a little bit of time, right? To look up their information or to ask them for their information. You can always add them in, but you don't have to put them on a track yet. Now, when you are looking at the track, though, you can actually see when you're filling out their name, their phone number, and their email address, you can see where it says Add Main Track. There's also other tracks, but those aren't available yet. So like I said, Plexus has just kind of given us the skeleton version as of now, and then we'll be adding two. So right now we don't have any specialty tracks, and I'm not sure what that will entail, but we do have the main tracks. So you can click Add Main Track, and when you do that, you're going to see 3 different tracks pop up. It's going to say for prospects, for preferred customers, and ambassadors. Now, the great thing about this is you can actually explore and kind of figure out, well, what does this mean? How did I figure out? I just explored. So if you see on each of these tracks, you see a little play button. You can click the play button, and that's actually going to allow you to get a video to get an idea of what is this track. So if I'm looking at the ambassador track and I see the mentor me and I'm like, well, what is this? I can just click the little play or media button and it'll give me a video telling me what this track is. And it does that for every single one. So it really has some great training so you can figure out what track would be best for your prospect, for your customer, or for your ambassador. But it's going to be something that you'll just need to kind of look up and do a little of self-training as well. So what I do want you guys to do is I want you to have a goal, hopefully within the next 24 hours of you watching this video. So if you're on the call now or if you're watching it, I want you to try to add at least 5 contacts in. Don't have to put them on a track yet or anything, but at least 5 people, whether they're ambassadors who you know might be interested in the business, or customers who are trying their products, or prospects you've just recently talked to and sent a sample to or something. Just add them in and then we'll figure out what track to put them on. But at least just getting the practice in is going to be really helpful. Okay, moving on. Like I said, I'm moving quickly. Another thing that our app training talks about is daily success. So how do you know daily success is really helping you, the Lexi program is helping you as an ambassador have a really great follow-up. Okay, we hear all the time that the fortune is in the follow-up. And so that's why this is so important, is because since the fortune is in the follow-up, that is what Lexi is doing for us. It is really helping us set reminders, sending those reminders, being on top of it just as if you had your own live personal assistant next to you. So that's really important. So how does this help us and where do we go? Well, when you first sign in, remember you have that home page that I told you. That's kind of like your dashboard or your news feed. And if you can't get to it, you can always press the home button on the icons. Now, right now, if you do not have any contacts in your Lexi app or anyone that is on a track, then your page is probably blank. I'm going to kind of angle mine. I don't know if you can see it, but you might be able to see kind of a couple little names. These are all of my people that have gotten messages today from Lexi. And what can I do with these? I can actually, I know you can't see it really close, but I'm going to tell you, I can actually I can see a name here. So let's say it's Susie Q, and I can click on her name and I can actually see what email was sent to her today. So then I can know how to follow up with Susie Q. So it says, good morning. We've been becoming more real, happy, and personal. We practice conversations and using the if, I, would, you. So I'm getting to read the whole entire email of what she got to use. And then I can now send her a message later on if I want to and say, hey, Susie Q, how was your if, I, would, you homework today? Did you find it interesting? You know, if you see what I mean, I can see what they're doing. I can also see when they completed their task. So if I set someone up on a track and it's never getting completed, well, then I know when I follow up with them, maybe they need to be put on a different track. Maybe this is too much for them, or maybe they need help. Or I can see, man, they are just hitting it out of the park and they are getting everything completed. I really want to encourage them and tell them how proud I am of them. That's now as us as a leader where we really get to support our people, whether it's our ambassadors, our customers, or our prospects. So another thing that you can do, and I know you can't see it on your app right now, I can, when I'm looking at a person's name on the home page, I can swipe to the right and I can choose to resend that email. If it has not been sent yet, I can choose to edit it and make my own personal touches to it. I can choose to skip it. So maybe it has something that, you know, I figure Susie Q isn't going to need because we've already talked about it. I can skip it and it won't send it to her. So it just gives you a lot of the options to see what's going on, what's going to happen today, and what has happened today through Lexi. Just gives you that personal touch and look. Let's see. Okay, keep going on. So now talking about using the tracks. How do I know what tracks to use and why are they important? Well, first of all, whenever you go to your contacts, so if you are on your Lexi app and you hit your contacts button, let's say you have Susie Q already entered in, you have her phone number entered in, her email, and now you're ready to put her on a track. Well, I'm going to click on her name. And when I click on her name, I can very easily attach a track to her. So all I'm going to do is hit her name. I'm going to hit view tracks. And then I get all of the same tracks that you saw earlier, the prospect tracks, the customer tracks, and the ambassador tracks. So what these are going to do is, what the tracks do for you is it sends your person, whatever track they might be on, a text message. And it's kind of welcoming them to the Lexi app and letting them know that you're going to be contacting them and reminding them. And then it's also going to then remind them that they have an email. So those of you who are listening right now who are already plugged into the Lexi app, you probably understand. You've already been getting text messages or you've been getting emails. And so that same thing will happen with your prospects and with your customers. They're going to be getting text messages to remind them they have an email, because most people get lots of emails in a day, and it'll help you kind of a light bulb go off so you know where to look for that email. So when you're looking at the different tracks, like I said before, if you don't know what the track is, make sure you press the little, or look at the little play button and the media button. You can click on it and you can easily see what is this track, and would this track be good for this person. All the videos are 2 minutes or less, won't take you any time at all. Also, if you look at the tracks, beside the media button, you're going to see a letter T. That little small letter T with a circle, if you click on it, it's going to give you some verbiage that you maybe could use if you don't know what to say to the person. So maybe if you click on the letter T and you know, it's whatever the track is, it'll give you an idea of what to say to that person to ask them if they want to be a part of this. You can use it if you want to, but you don't have to. But it does help a lot kind of for them to get a better understanding of what it is. Okay, kind of moving down a little bit more. Interactive messaging, sorry, I have a fussy one back there. Interactive messaging is another thing they touch on. So what's nice is you can actually, from all your contacts that are in your phone, I can actually email, call, or text from this app. I don't have to plug them into my own phone's contact or my own email contact to call them, text them, or email them. I can do all of it from this app. So I can click on Susie Q's name, and then there has options. I can call her, I can email her, or I can text her. And I click it right there, and it pops straight up for me to contact them. So that's a great way too. And then one of the last things that they talk about in the training is the media library. I love this option. On the very bottom where all the icons are, you see your home key, your contacts, and then your media. Your media is great. This is basically an opportunity for you to have a lot of your shareables right here in an app, to where you don't have to sign on to your back office, go to tools, then go to shareables. Now, it doesn't have all of them. Hopefully it will one day, but it does have the basic videos for the Slim, the Triplex, the Vital Biome. One says the Microbiome, and I'm not really sure if that's like a hint of a new product or what. And then the Edge and the X Factor Plus. So what I do like about that is that you can actually play them to watch yourself, or you can click the button that kind of looks like a greater than sign. And when you click on that button, you can choose to copy it, you can choose to message it, you can choose to email it, or you can choose to post it to Facebook. So it gives you really easy options to be able to send it however you want to help with your customers you're talking to. And then also in that video media library, you can hit the word launch, which is beside the product tab. And it's actually going to give you tons of videos and training. So I will say that a lot, especially for you guys watching who are ambassadors, a lot of the training for ambassadors right now, it's starting you off at the very, very beginning, as if you didn't know anything about Plexus. So that's why we're wanting to start this duplication, is as we have new ambassadors come, we want to get them started and get them the good overview. So some of you might be getting stuff right now where you're like, I already know this stuff. That's okay. It's a good refresher, and it's also helping you see what your future ambassadors will see. So that's good too. It familiarizes yourself with it. But also, if you kind of want a little bit more, you can go to this media library and click launch, and it has all of the videos that we'll be sending out throughout your track. So if you want it quicker and faster and just go ahead and watch some of them, or if you need to send it to one of your ambassadors, you have it right here in your hands. So it's a great option. So that's a real quick overview of what the training is. And like I said, if you're just signing on, you're just watching, you can find this on the menu button and over by app training. It gives you every video that you need. So I want to give you guys some practical steps now of what you need to do with Lexi. First of all, do not be scared of using Lexi, okay? Like I said, click on it. You know, use yourself as a guinea pig, or use your husband or your best friend and just kind of make sure it works. I've already had to, I put people on tracks. You also can stop the track and put a new track, so it's okay. I've had to do it already because I'm kind of a person like, let's do it, let's go for it, let's run. And sometimes I don't always know everything about it yet. So the good thing for you guys is, let me give you some practical things that you guys can really focus on. So what do you need to do now? This is my recommendation. I am a list person, okay? So I like to make lists. It really helps me see who I'm talking to, and then these people, I'm talking about this. These people, I'm talking about this, so I don't get confused. So when it comes to Lexi, I want you to try to make at least three different lists. One list, okay, is going to be any customers that you have who are currently buying from you, or any wholesale ambassadors who you already know and you've already talked to, have no interest in the business, do not want to get their products paid for, they just want the deal, and they have made that clear to you, okay? I need you to make a list of those people. That's one list, okay? The second list that I want you to make are any ambassadors who might have an interest in getting their products paid for, or becoming silver, or making a part-time income, or making a full-time income, or a six-figure income, okay? Any of the above. So that's going to be your second list. Any ambassadors who they know they would like to try to get their products at least paid for or above, okay? So first list, we have our customers and wholesale only ambassadors, and they have said they do not want to get their products paid for. They only want the cheap deal. That is it. They're firm on that. Then we have our second one, our ambassadors who want to get their products covered and above. And then the third list that you're going to have is going to kind of be your ongoing list, and that's going to be your prospects. Now, these are only prospects who already have an interest in the products, okay? Not your first time reaching out. Does that make sense? So these are your prospects and your potentials who are already interested, okay? Because we don't want to lose them, but they are interested. They've tried a sample, or they've joined a call and you've been talking back and forth, or they're saving up money, or whatever. They are interested, okay? So we have three lists. So that's the first thing I want you to do. And I'm real quickly in the next few minutes going to tell you what are we going to do with those three lists, okay? So let's go back to the very first list, which is your customers and your wholesale only ambassadors, okay? These are really good people that you could add into your Lexi app as your contacts with their number and their phone number and their email, and you could put them on the preferred customer track, okay? So you know when you add it in, you put a main track, there's an option to hit preferred customer. Now you might say, but my wholesale ambassador is not a preferred customer. You're right, but they are a customer because they do not want to do the business. So we're going to treat them as a good customer service, okay? So that's kind of why we're putting those together. Now, when you look at your list of people, if anyone is on the triplex, then you're going to put them on the triplex track. Okay, and that triplex track is basically going to help them finish all of their bottles every month. Isn't that what we want? We want them to take their products consistently. By the end of the month, we want their bottles to be empty, all right, so that they're loving it and they're taking it properly. So those are your triplex people. Now, anyone else, right now, all we have is a triplex track and a slim track. So anyone else who is on the slim, or maybe other products, but if they're at least on the slim at all, then put them on the slim track, okay? Now, if you have people who are just doing gut health or just doing protein shakes, we don't have anything for them yet, so you're gonna have to be the main one to follow up with them. But at least you can kind of take that list, figure out who's on the triplex and who's taking at least slim. And that's what track you would set them up on, okay? So now moving to the second list. The second list is your ambassadors, people who want the products covered and paid for or more, all right? Now, like I told you, this particular track is starting from the very beginning, which most of you guys, I know none of y'all are emerald, okay, or a diamond ambassador. I know, well, maybe some people who are watching this call, maybe you guys are, but everyone has someone on their team who is just learning, or maybe you're just learning. So all of these tracks are gonna start from the very beginning, as if they don't know anything, and giving them a good foundation and a good duplication so that when they sign someone, boom, they put them into the Lexi app, so that we have a good duplication process all the way down. That's what we're really wanting to accomplish with Lexi. So we have two major tracks on the Lexi app. We have the run, okay? The run is a 60-day track, and it has 21 lessons, and it is for people who want their products for free, they want to get silver, and they want to make a part-time income, okay? But it's spread out over 60 days, okay? So it's kind of giving them a jump start for 2 months, all right? Which is good, because hopefully they're doing their products properly, and it's giving them good time to start in on the business. Now, the sprint is actually the exact same, but instead of 60 days, it's 30 days, okay? But it is the exact same lessons. So all of the lessons that are in Lexi right now anyways, there's 21 lessons. You can either choose to run or you can choose to sprint. The only major difference is, so far that I'm seeing from my research, is that the run is 60 days and the sprint is 30 days. Okay, so that's where you're gonna talk with your person to see how much time could you give on a daily basis to this. And then that's really gonna be able to kind of open up the option for you to be able to see, okay, how much time can I give? Oh, they have a lot more time, then they're ready to sprint, they're ready to do it, and you know that's the perfect track for them. They want to go a little slower than the run. There is another option for the Mentor Me. The Mentor Me is a little bit different, and I'll be honest, I'm still kind of trying to get some clarification on it. From what I'm understanding, it's more about asking your sponsor to mentor you for some more leadership skills. That is what I'm understanding right now, but I'm not 100% on that. So right now we're going to kind of leave that one as is until I get clarification and can kind of share with you guys. But I know for sure we want to set them up on the run or the sprint. So if you are already set up on one or the other, or you don't know which one you're set up, you can kind of decide, do you want the 60-day or the 30-day? But something that Plexus has that really goes hand in hand with this that I want to share with you is our Rank Up Roadmap. Now this is aside from Lexi, but if you go to your back office and you hit training and then you hit Rank Up Roadmap, we actually have different options for every single person who is trying to rank up, which is awesome. So right now, the only one we have open is silver, but gold is coming soon. So that will really meet you where your needs are, and it can really, really help you as an ambassador get to your next rank. But always start from the beginning, because it's a great, great refresher. And then real quickly, because I know Barry is on, so we're going to switch on over in just a second. We are going to real quickly just talk about the prospects. So another option in the tracks, aside from customers and aside from ambassadors, is prospects. So there are 4 different options that you can choose as of right now for prospects. You can choose Opportunity, Slim Samples, Vital Biome, and X Factor Plus. Like I said, there's a video for everyone, so if you forget what I'm saying right now, click on the video. It will remind you as to what this track is. But the Opportunity is going to be for someone that you want to set up after they have already tried the product somehow. You've already gotten the products in their hand. You want them to now try the product, or they've already tried the product, sorry, and you want to follow up with them. It's going to be a 5-day follow-up. and it's going to actually do that and set reminders up until 90 days, which is great. So it's going to be almost a 3-month follow-up because we know that Fortune's in the follow-up. It's going to actually do that for us, and it'll send reminders to you on the 30th day and on the 90th day to kind of check back in with them. So slim samples is pretty easy. It's actually, if you sent them a slim sample, how you can follow up, plug them in. Vital Biome is just someone who's interested in that one particular. And then X Factor Plus is that one just particular. So they're kind of mainly focusing on some of those new products. So I know that's a lot of information, you guys. That's why we recorded it. That's why Lexi actually has the app training so you guys can go back and view. But I know tonight was a really busy night for lots of people, and the summer is crazy for people. So I know that there was lots of people who were like, please record this, please record this. I want to hear the Lexi training. I want to hear Barry and all these possibilities and things. So thankfully we have technology where we can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and quit the recording really quick. So bye people who are watching.